The psychologist asked him just one question. When did you start hearing the voices? Adam laughed, a broken sound that made everyone uncomfortable. That's the thing, Doc, he whispered. They were never voices. They were memories screaming to be heard. This is the story of how a perfectly normal boy went completely insane, and why it might be the sanest thing that ever happened to him. There was a boy once. Let's call him Adam. He wasn't born broken. Listen carefully. This is important. He wasn't born angry, lost, or damaged. No, Adam started exactly like you and me. A child with galaxies in his eyes, always asking why rainbows existed, collecting rocks because they looked special, and believing his dad was a superhero. But here's where you need to pay attention. The world didn't care about Adam, not in the way children need to be cared for. His father would come home late, 11 p.m., sometimes 2 a.m. The door would explode open. The smell of whiskey would fill the hallway like poison gas. Adam learned to count his father's footsteps. 7 meant he'd go straight to bed. 12 meant get under the covers now. 20 meant tonight would be bad. His mother? She became a ghost before she died. Present but not there. Cooking but not tasting. Smiling but not seeing. She disappeared into a silence so deep that Adam would sometimes check if she was still breathing. By age 6 years old, Adam had memorized every creaking floorboard in that house. He knew which ones would betray him. The third step screamed. The hallway near the bathroom whispered. The kitchen door was a traitor that always announced his presence. The dinner table. God, the dinner table wasn't where families gathered. It was where wars were fought with words sharper than the knives they ate with. You're worthless. I wish you were never born. Look what you made me do. And you know what's crazy? Not once did anyone ever say sorry. But wait, here's the part that will mess with your head. What actually destroyed Adam wasn't the trauma. No. It was something much worse. It was the denial, the pretending, the smiling for neighbors while bleeding inside. You see this in your own life, don't you? Every Sunday at church, what a beautiful family. Every parent-teacher meeting, Adam is so well behaved. Every relative visiting, you're so lucky to have such good parents. And Adam, 7-year-old Adam had to smile and nod while his reality was being erased in real time. This is called gaslighting. But when you're a child, you don't know that word. You just know that the truth you're living and the truth everyone's telling are two different things. And guess which one wins? Never yours. The human mind can take a lot. It can survive things that would break steel. But you know what it can't survive? Being told that what's happening isn't happening. Being told your pain isn't real. Being told you're crazy for feeling scared in a house full of screams. Trauma doesn't just sit in your memory like old photos. It literally rewires your brain. It changes your DNA expression. It alters how your nervous system functions. Adam's body learned that love comes with conditions. Safety is an illusion. His feelings are inconvenient, and he doesn't matter. By age 10, his shoulders were permanently tensed. His breathing was shallow, like taking up too much oxygen was stealing from others. His heart would race at footsteps, at doors opening, at phones ringing. The adults called him sensitive. They said he was overreacting. They told him to man up, but his body was keeping score of every hit, every scream, every night of terror. And one day, that bill would come due. Now here's where Adam's story gets interesting and disturbing. He didn't break, not yet. Instead, something else happened. He became a genius at reading people. Think about it. When your survival depends on predicting if dad's footsteps mean violence or peace, you become a master psychologist by age 8. When you need to know if mom's silence means depression or danger, you learn to read micro-expressions better than FBI agents. Adam developed what psychologists call hypervigilance, but he turned it into a superpower. By high school, he could make anyone laugh within 30 seconds, become exactly what people needed, disappear in plain sight when necessary, and charm teachers, seduce anyone, befriend enemies. People loved him. Class president, honor roll, the guy everyone wanted at their party. But here's the sick part. It was all fake. Every smile, every laugh, every friendship, calculated performances by someone who didn't even know who he really was anymore. He had become so good at pretending, he forgot he was pretending. You want to know what that feels like? Imagine wearing a mask so long that when you try to take it off, your face comes with it. Imagine being so many different people that when you're alone, there's nobody there. One night, Adam stood in front of his bathroom mirror for 3 hours, just staring, trying to remember who he was before he became everyone else. It started small. So small nobody noticed. First, the insomnia. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., lying awake with this feeling that something was wrong. Not outside, inside, like his soul was sending warning signals his mind couldn't decode. Have you ever felt that? Like you're drowning in your own bed? Then came the paranoia. Why did she look at me that way? What did he mean by that comment? Are they talking about me? Do they know I'm fake? But the rage, oh, the rage was something else. It would bubble up from nowhere, at red lights, at spilled coffee, at the sound of laughter that felt like mockery. But mostly, and this is important, the rage turned inward. Self-hatred so pure, so concentrated, it felt religious. Adam tried therapy once. Sat in that beige office with certificates on the walls. Told the therapist he couldn't feel anything anymore. That his dreams were speaking languages he didn't understand. That sometimes he would look in the mirror and see a stranger, wearing his face. The therapist gave him pills, labels, anxiety, disorder, depression, adjustment issues. But labels don't heal trauma. Pills don't cure abandonment. You can't medicate away a childhood of terror. Because when trauma is ignored, it doesn't disappear. It waits, it grows, it mutates, and one day, it comes to collect. January 15th, 3:47 a.m. Adam woke up, but he wasn't in his bed. He was standing in his kitchen, holding a knife, having a full conversation with someone who wasn't there. This is the moment everyone says he snapped, but that's not what happened. What happened was his mind finally said, "I'm done pretending." He started talking to himself, not random thoughts, but full conversations, arguments with his dead father, apologies to his inner child, negotiations with God, threats to the voices. He'd walk past mirrors and see different people in each one. He covered them all with sheets, turning his apartment into a house of hidden reflections. The notebooks. God, the notebooks. He filled 17 journals in 2 weeks, pages that looked like someone trying to decode the universe, spirals within spirals. The same sentence written hundreds of times. I didn't deserve this. Drawings of doors that led nowhere. Numbers that meant nothing to anyone but him. Friends said he'd changed. Changed? No, he'd just stopped hiding. This is what nobody tells you about going crazy. It's not madness, it's exhaustion. Complete soul exhaustion from carrying weight that was never yours to carry. The human mind isn't designed to hold that much pain. It's like a computer running too many programs. Eventually, it crashes. But unlike computers, when minds crash, they don't just shut down. They create new realities. This is where Adam's story gets truly terrifying, or beautiful, depending on how you look at it. He started seeing patterns everywhere. License plates were messages. Birds flew in meaningful formations. Strangers' conversations were about him. TV commercials spoke directly to him. The number 1111 appeared constantly. Red cars meant danger. 3 knocks meant pay attention. Every song on the radio was God's playlist just for him. You think he was crazy? Or was his mind, starved of meaning for so long, finally creating its own? Carl Jung called this synchronicity, meaningful coincidences. But for someone drowning in suppressed trauma, these weren't coincidences. They were lifelines. They were proof that his pain mattered, that the universe saw him, that he wasn't invisible anymore. But listen carefully to what he was really saying in his madness. Somebody see me. Somebody save me. Somebody tell me I matter. Somebody tell me this pain has meaning. It was a child's voice, that same 6-year-old boy, still hiding from footsteps, still counting creaks in the floor, still wondering why nobody said sorry. The madness wasn't the problem. The madness was the solution. The only solution his mind could find to pain that had no words. February 28th, Adam wrote something that changed everything. One sentence, just one. What if I'm not crazy? What if I'm just finally feeling everything I wasn't allowed to feel? That's when it hit him. The voices weren't strangers. They were him. Different ages, different stages, all the Adams he'd abandoned. 6-year-old Adam who needed protection, 10-year-old Adam who needed validation, 14-year-old Adam who needed love, 18-year-old Adam who needed permission to be angry. They weren't haunting him. They were trying to come home. You see, madness isn't losing your mind. Madness is when all the parts of you that you've rejected, denied, and buried decide to show up at once. demanding to be heard. It's the psyche's revolution. It's the soul's protest. It's every silenced scream finally finding its voice. And maybe, just maybe, that's not insanity. Maybe that's healing trying to happen. Maybe that's what it looks like when someone stops being strong and starts being real. Adam found a new therapist. Not one with pills and labels, but one who understood that madness was a messenger. This time, he didn't try to be impressive. He didn't intellectualize. He didn't minimize. He just cried. For 3 sessions straight, he just cried. For the boy who grew up too fast. For the teenager who never felt safe. For the adult who forgot how to feel. For all the years of being strong when he should have been allowed to break. Adam isn't cured. There is no cure for being human, but something shifted. He stopped fighting the voices and started listening to them. He stopped fearing the madness and started learning from it. He realized the madness was never the enemy. It was his psyche trying to heal itself. It was his soul demanding authenticity. It was every buried truth fighting its way to the surface. Today, Adam still struggles, still takes it one day at a time. But here's what he knows now. Trauma doesn't make you weak. Surviving it makes you supernatural. Going crazy isn't losing your mind. It's finding parts you lost. The voices aren't strangers. They're you, calling yourself home. Healing isn't becoming someone new. It's remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. If you're watching this and you feel like you're going crazy, if the world feels too loud and you feel too broken, if you're exhausted from pretending to be okay, listen to me. You're not broken. You're breaking free. You're not crazy. You're finally getting sane. You're not falling apart. You're falling into place. The world doesn't need more people pretending to be perfect. It needs more people who've touched their own madness and survived, who've met their shadows and made friends with them, who've broken into a million pieces and discovered they were never just one thing anyway. Because on the other side of madness, if you're brave enough to go there, isn't insanity. It's truth. It's freedom. It's finally being real. Adam still writes, still struggles, still heals, but now he knows. The mad ones aren't the broken ones. They're the ones brave enough to stop pretending. If this story resonated with you, you're not alone. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes the best thing you can say to someone is, "Your madness makes sense."